Hey guys, what's going on? I'm sorry it's been a while since I uploaded a video here on my channel on YouTube. It's just the last couple of weeks have been crazy, and this week has been a really bad one for me. But we're going to pick up where we left off on talking about military and what it's like to be in a relationship with somebody while they're in the service and everything. So today's topic is they come back sorry, when they come back from boot camp. When my husband, he was my boyfriend at the time, when he got from boot camp, they have a thing called block leave. Now block leave is 2 weeks for him. Around that time, it was around Christmas time. So when he came back, we hung out, we did things together before he had to leave again. And now block leaves, they're around the year, they're around holidays, and then they also have a block leave in the springtime or whatever. And when he was going to boot camp, I was very worried that his personality was going to change because, they do some hardcore training in boot camp, and I thought it was going to change his personality and everything. And I was nervous seeing him again when he came out of boot camp because I was like, if it did change him, does he still want to be with me? I always had these questions running through my head. And not gonna lie, his personality did change a little bit, but not a whole lot. Especially how he ate. It was me and him and a couple of my friends from work. We went out to eat somewhere, and he told me the way they had to eat at boot camp is that they had to put one hand in the lap and the other one was for eating. And they only had a time limit to eat at boot camp, which I thought was crazy. And he said their sergeant was saying, "Eat it now, taste it later." That's what they would say. And, when he came back, I asked him questions about boot camp, about the experience, how the training go. He told me the thing that he liked the most, but he hated the most as well, was the gas chamber that they had to go through. He was talking about that, talking about the physical training, like the obstacle courses and stuff they had to go through. And also that after boot camp, there's another process of their training before they actually get assigned as an E1, which is a private. It's called AIT training. It's basically like the schooling for their job, their MOS or whatever you want to call it. So how long they're in AIT depends on what they're going in for. Could be longer than others, could be shorter than others. He was in there for a couple months, 2-3 months. But the communication between boot camp and AIT completely different because they're not as strict as they were in boot camp. So in AIT, he had his phone, but he didn't have his phone on or anything while he was in his classes because, he would get in trouble, of course. And as he was in AIT, his living conditions were different because in boot camp, you're just in this big area with a bunch of guys in bunk beds sleeping in a big area together. In AIT, it's more like a smaller, like a small apartment room that you're sharing with another person. He said he didn't get a lot of privacy, but a lot more than what he did in boot camp. So, as that training was going through, he could text me, he could call me. We also video chatted, which was really awesome because we actually got to talk to each other. And now his AIT training was actually in Georgia, which his boot camp training was in Oklahoma. And his MOS is 91 Alpha. He is a tank mechanic. And so, he got to learn all that while he was there. And he told me the schooling process was, wasn't that hard. It was okay. But they also had to do PT every morning, which is physical training, of course. Because when you're in the Army, they have these strict rules about if you're a certain height, you have to be a certain weight and so much body fat. So they do that every morning before they go into school. And they have this thing called the DFAC, where they go in and they eat free meals. That's for the single soldiers. Unfortunately, for the soldiers that are married, while they're going through AIT training, they can't use the DFAC, unfortunately. But yeah, he went through that process. He went through that training. The communication was a whole lot better. So he got to video chat with me, call me, text me, which was good because, like I said, in boot camp, we could only contact each other through letters in the mail. And he could only call so many times a week, and he could only talk for so long. And he was glad that boot camp was over and done with. And after his AIT training, he was stationed in Colorado, Fort Carson. And we'll talk about that more. In the next video. And hopefully I'll upload a video next week. And I hope this helps you guys out some. And as the videos progress, I'm going to talk more about, Army bases and stuff like that. Army talk, other things, other topics that you don't see a lot of YouTube videos talking about, what it's like to be in a relationship with someone in the service. The process through it. And right now I'm dealing with a deployment. He's been gone for 3 months now, and this is the first deployment we've ever been through together, and it's not easy. But I'm going to talk about that in a later video. I hope you guys have a good day. I will upload a video hopefully next Sunday. Sorry about me disappearing for a couple weeks. But yeah, comment below if you have any questions. Let me know. See you guys.